So we're hooking up to the Peckway rake here in a minute. Dad and Tim are going to go out and unhook the tedder, the TT6101 hay tedder, which my father seems to enjoy running quite a bit. My dad hates Ted and hay, but he's in that thing. Now what I have here is the action rake by H&S. This rake is for sale to anybody that wants to purchase it. I have two, so they have their choice between one or the other. It makes no difference. They're both identical. This one's actually about 2 months newer than the other one, but we've used them extensively. It has new springs on both sides of this one and the other one. New knuckles, blah, blah, blah. This is all done. That's all done. This here is brand new. As you can see, it has the upgraded front piece. That's been replaced. We're going to run these rakes side by side today to see which one seems to work better. I know my money's on the Peckway, even though I haven't ran it yet, and I love these action rakes, but I'm pretty sure the Peckway is going to be the way to go as far as you know, ground clearance, hay clearing through it, and coming out the back. There's a lot more adjustments, and you can also see that the Peckway rake is longer. I don't know why, but when I get it out, I'm going to pull them side by side, and I know that Peckway is a fair bit longer, even though these are great rakes. Price of these rakes, I don't know. You know, I mean, a brand new one is like $7,000 or $6,500 to $7,000. I've used these things and loved them, and you know, took good care of them. You've seen their use and abuse on YouTube, and the repairs that I've made. I did have some issues here, but I have boxed that and welded that back together, so I'm not hiding anything. When you box this, that fixes that problem there. You won't have that breaking problem, because what happens is it'll create a fracture right here and it goes right to the end. But if you box this, there's no movement there. Same thing on this side, boxed it, did the same thing. Yeah, good rakes. Anyways, I better get the other rake together and then get it unhooked. I'm going to move this. I have to get the baler set up, so I'm going to be doing that today too. And so I better do that first. Cheers, gonna have to fight. Kind of tight so that they don't blow away. Go ahead and drop it down. That's too tight. Alright, raise it back up on the club. Now the other side. Yeah, I gotta figure it out. I still think it's too tight. No, I don't think so. It'll work. Yeah. Until we get it dialed in. Okay. I think he's just going to unfold it and go. The Peckway mid-cap rake 12 wheel. This thing is pretty big. You can see the stance, it's higher off the ground than the H&S one. Yeah, he tried to kill me right when I get underneath it, right? Alright, let's see what he's got here. See, I don't know if it's got enough ground pressure or not. It's quiet on the ground. Alright. We got some damp hay. These guys are going to have to move along like crazy. Alright. Seems like it's sweeping it pretty good. These are some monster windrows, especially if they're damp. This is the type of crap that's going to screw me up. But for mulch hay, it's not going to make much of a difference. I'm thinking I may have to put a little more ground pressure down on those. I don't know. It looks like it's... we'll give it a couple of... give him a couple of windrows to see what he does. We're going to put this side by side to the H&S when Timothy gets his carcass moving. This one's a little more complicated. It has electronics to it that the H&S does not have. You can electronically, and that's an option, you don't have to buy that, but there's two little toggle switches. You can either raise or lower them individually or together. If you're raking and you need to use one, then you just throw the switch and it says right or left on it. So he's made the corner, he's coming on back. I'm going to zoom in here. He really likes that 75/30. Yeah, he really likes that 75/30. Now there's a ditch there. And that ditch, you know, he's going to have to slow down. Even though this is a suspended cab and front axle, it is still, you know, it's still a pain in the ass to get through. And it won't bother me with the baler. And he's moving again. Then you pick up the speed and go for broke. Seems like it's braking okay. We do have a windy afternoon situation, so that wind is kind of gonna want to block those up. Now Timothy is gonna come in behind him. We got a nice sun and a nice wind, and we should be good. I'm thinking it's going to be okay. Yeah, he's going to take off a hell. The faster you go, the better it goes. So these are 60-inch wheels versus those are 54s. Now, 60-inch wheels to me seem like they turn slower and work really well together. Yeah. Clean sweep for sure. Definitely a clean sweep. Looks like Tim's got a little more fluff to this windrow than the Peckway does. The Peckway it's not quite set up. I mean, that H&S is set up from last year, so it doesn't matter. But it's nice to see them side by side, really. I should get the other one going and then rake this whole freaking place in a matter of 20 minutes, you know, 60 acres in 20 minutes. Three rakes rolling. Timothy will turn around and come back. Dad's just going to go this way. I think that's what you're going to do. I want to say that the Peckway doesn't have as clumpy of a windrow. It's a little wider, which I like. I might have to narrow that up a little bit because I'm hoping this wind isn't screwing this up too much. But I don't want a clumpy windrow. I want a nice smooth windrow because smooth windrows don't, they dry out better. Look at this guy, he's flying. He's gonna go as fast as he can go, which is the way these rakes are designed. I mean, you just put the hammer down and go. Plus you got that IVT transmission, which he is in love with, which, me too, I love it too. I think they're great. Alright, now let's see, is he going to pick that up? Yeah, picked it up. There it goes. So yeah. There it is. Not bad at all. This was tedded out yesterday, twice. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and that's it. There goes Tomato. He's rolling right along. It's working pretty good. I don't know why he's got that engine running wide open. Here goes Pops. Watch this. He's going to go flying. We got a wrap there. I don't know what that's about. Could be from the wind. It's not really wrapping. It's just kind of hung up. And that damn little washout that he keeps having to fly over the top of. Tim needs to slow his engine down and change gears. Yeah. Yeah, that's 7530. I really like the 7530. I'm thinking when I get rid of that 7810, which I know a lot of guys are crying, don't get rid of it, but if I get rid of that 7810, I'm going to get a 7330. Should be a little more fuel efficient and pretty much the same tractor as the 7530. These windrows are something else. Hey, look at these things. They're up to my... we won't even discuss that. So with this being said, I'm going to say that it is a smoother windrow with the Peckway. It just seems smoother. I don't know if he's got a wrap on that thing or what. And that will happen. I mean, you know, these windrows are wet, they're damp, and they're heavy. Probably within an hour of this wind, you know, I'm always going to have this green stuff in here. But it doesn't matter for mulch hay. It'll steam out, as I say. I don't know, that side over there, I'm going to have to get a hold of that. He's got water coming up on his tires, which is never good in a hayfield. Boy. Let's see what it's doing here. Yeah, he's testing out the suspension. Did it let go? It is. It's catching up. Catching up there. I got a little bit of a concern on that thing, and what happens is it'll wrap around that wheel and then we'll have an issue, and we don't like issues. Let me get that unwrapped. Right there, see that? Once he's got to do is stop, I'm not going to get in front of it because I don't want to die today. You know how that is. The older we get, the less reactive we get. And that should have it. His neck doesn't turn like it used to. Oh, look at that. He even grabbed it and shooed it forward. And that's that. Alright, so that's a Peckway mid-cap. You can see this is wet underneath here. We're still pulling out this green stuff. That's what it is. So he's going that way. Tim's rolling that way. This is 12 acres. Technically, we're going to have this done in like 10 minutes. I mean, they're almost done. Honestly, by the time Dad gets over there, they'll be doing the outside rounds. And I'm behind because I still have electronics to put in the 8530 for my Crone baler. And I have to get that thing going. So stay tuned for that one because that's what I'm going to do right now. By the time I get the baler ready, I think this hay is going to be ready to bale, as ready as it's going to be. We have rain coming again tomorrow, and that's why I'm just going to bale it. I've been beating this stuff for close to a week. I don't know what day I mowed this. Maybe it was, I think I mowed it on Sunday, but whatever.